Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Dalia and I hope you guys are all having an absolutely great day today. So we're back on my winter island, Driftwood, doing a really fun speed build today. We're going to be making Shino her very own hot spring. I have been so excited to make this video and to make this build for you all. So without further ado, let's show you guys where we're going to be making this build and get everything started. So as you can see on my map, we're going to be building in the bottom right or the top right hand corner of my map, right behind where I did my last build on this island. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. So get yourself all cozy, get yourself a drink and a snack. Sit up straight. Are you sitting up straight? You better be. I'm looking right at you. You better be sitting up straight. So let's get today's video started. First thing, we have Shino's house already in my pocket. I'm just laying out where I want her house to be. I don't have a lot of space for this build. It's actually quite small compared to most of my builds. Yet surprisingly, probably one of the most challenging videos that I've done in a hot minute because of all the wheat fields that I used for this video. You will see just how many wheat fields I had to order for this build. So first thing we're doing is laying down the pathing. I wanted to keep this area very similar to the other areas around the area. Yeah, anyway, there's a lot of areas. And I wanted to keep the pathing cohesive. So we're going to be using the dirt pathing that I've used on a couple of other spots on this island. This build is directly beside my winter waterfall build, which if you haven't seen yet, I will link in the description as well as on the top right hand corner of the screen if you would like to check that out. I'm really proud of that video. And yeah, so I'm laying down the pathing. I wanted there to be two pathings or two different directions this pathing is leading up to. One from the left hand side of the area from the waterfalls and another one from the incline that I will show you guys later. Then I was placing down just some deck pathing. I do change it up a little bit later on, but I just wanted to give Shino her own little porch, even though it's not really a porch strictly for her house, but more for the overall build as a whole. And then I was just quickly putting down the pathing for the other part of the area. Like I said, I wanted to be connecting the pathing between the incline and where the waterfalls are. I do edit a lot of this out because it took me a while to decide how I wanted this to look. Clearly, I am not the best at putting down pathing. It does take me a little while to decide how I like everything to be, but this is how I ended up leaving it. So I just quickly time traveled to let Shino's house move in, and then we started with the fun portion of the video, which is putting down all of the furniture. I used two different bathtubs for this build. I used the square bathtub in the mossy kind of version like you see here, and then I also used the bathtub with the uzu, I think is how you pronounce it. I love that this particular one matches the rocks so well. I wasn't originally even going to be putting anything on these rocks, but then I'm like, it works perfectly. And then I use a lot of tall garden rocks in this build too. You have no idea how much stone I used for this build. Like so much stone, I ran out so quickly. So I just placed that down, moved a couple of items and things around. Finally using some of the new items from the update, which are like the little bath items, like the little bucket. Just so cute. Okay, so here's some of the wheat fields. Like I said, I ordered a bunch, so these aren't even all of them. I ordered like at least 60 or 70 of them, at least, probably more. I'm not sure if I used them all for the build, but I ordered a lot. So yeah, trying to open all these is really annoying. So then I started placing down the other bathtub item that I'll be using for this build. I love this item. I think it's so cool and so cute and definitely one of the most adorable items from the update. It's just so cute. And then we start placing down the wheat fields. I do cut and trim a lot of this video because otherwise it's just 45 minutes to an hour of me placing down wheat fields, which nobody wants to see. What I did do for this build compared to some of the other builds I've done with the wheat fields is that I've not put them all lined up perfectly. I want it to be more natural, just because I wanted this area to be very overgrown with the wheat fields. That is like the main item that I use in this build, and I wanted it to appear a lot more natural than if you were to put them in more of a, like, in a line in a row. Then I placed down this fencing. I love this fencing, and I'm glad I finally decided to use it, because I haven't used it since it came into the game, and I just think it fits like the whole hot spring outdoor bath like motif very well. Then I placed down some trees. I do place down trees throughout the build. I don't want them to be like the central focus, because they can take up a lot of space, and they can also be blocking of a lot of the overall like space, so you keep them to a minimum. Then here I'm placing down some stone tile, and then I decided to use the gazebo and create kind of like a bath stall kind of thing, like kind of like a bathhouse. And this is like, it could be like a changing area or like, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to make like an additional building in this area, and I kept it really small. I was originally going to use the storefronts like I traditionally do, but I thought using some simple panel designs for little doors might change it up a little bit, and considering I didn't have a lot of space to work with, I think it's the best option for the build. Next thing, I'm placing down the baths. I use a total of 4 bathtubs for this build. And then I just place tons of items around it. I do use a lot of bamboo items for this build. I didn't want it to be like an excessive amount of bamboo, because I didn't want it to appear like a bamboo, like, I don't know, I wasn't using bamboo trees, so I didn't want it to be like an excessive amount. The bamboo trees or bamboo items just work so well with the whole spa theme, and the outdoor water vibe. I don't know, it just made perfect sense to me. And they're just very like rustic looking, and yeah, so pretty much I'm just placing down wheat fields. There's really not much else to say. Like I said, I did also include some of these barrels in this build. I don't know why, mainly for height, but also the color contrast between that and the bathtub I really liked. I do use original barrels in this build too, but I wanted to create some height and dimension with like different height sizes from like the wheat fields, considering they're the main item in this build. So once again, incorporating like trees and other items that are a little bit taller or shorter in the area, just create like additional levels of like depth. So here I am planting trees. A lot of the trees that I plant here, I do end up moving around just because I noticed that it took up a lot of space and obscured the build in the end. So I'm planting some trees from the sprouts so that I can have them stunted at smaller growths. And then other ones I left at full growth. And then yeah, once again, just planting tons, or not really planting, but placing tons of wheat fields down. There's not much else to say for this, so I'll leave you guys for a little bit, and then I will be back to talk about the next section of the build. So here on the beach, I decided to create like a little sitting area, just like where people can like sit and enjoy a cup of tea or something. I didn't want it to be like crazy or fancy, but I didn't know what to do with that space, so I figured it was the best option. And then here next to Shino's house, I'm just building a little laundry area to connect with the overall like hot spring vibe. I have yet to build a laundry area on my island, so I'm shocked by that. So yeah, that's what I'm building there. And then you'll notice that I put the tank directly behind Shino's house. I don't know why I did. I thought it would look good, and my reasoning is that it could be like a hot water tank for the hot springs. Let me know if you think that's dumb. I think that's quite cute of an idea, and I really wanted to create some additional level of height with that using those items. So yeah, that's what I did. And then I placed some paper lanterns around the area because I realized I need to be more aware of the fact that I never place like lighting in any of my builds. I've said this before. So I'm just trying to be a little bit more like conscious of that and put more like, I don't know, put more lighting down. And then I placed some jail bars directly behind Shino's house just to kind of match what I did with the tank on the right side of her house and just to kind of block off like the ocean. I was originally going to use fencing, but I figured using the iron gate, like the jail bars, the jail bars made more sense. And then just look good. So I love the jail bars. They're a classic item, and I always try to incorporate them on all of my islands. So I just quickly wrapped up and added a couple of additional items. I wanted to add more of the fairy lights, and I couldn't. The area, there just wasn't room, but I did put one right in front of Shino's house, and I think it looks so cute. So yeah, that officially wraps up today's build. We do have a campsite visitor. I did have to time travel to let some of the flowers grow in. The campsite visitor was Diana. Still debating if maybe I want to invite her. I haven't time traveled past her being here, so maybe she'll be a new villager on this island. But without further ado, let's go check out the final build. Alright, that officially wraps up today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I'm so happy with the way that this build turned out. This is probably going to be one of the last very natural looking builds on this island, considering the entire left side of my island is going to be more of a city village kind of vibe. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content that I make. I will see you guys later this week for another build. And yeah, I hope that you guys all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!